Welcome to D Truth TV. Turn the volume up, you feel me? Hit that like, hit subscribe, let's get real on your screen, see? We talking cases, mysteries, stories that unfold, relationships, heartbreak, secrets never told, breaking news, updates, every fact on display. I'm your host with the flow, bringing truth every day. D Truth TV, where the real ones vibe. Hit that bell, stay alive, let the knowledge arrive. From the streets to the screen, we keep it so raw. Every topic, every angle, breaking every law. Tune in, let's debate, drop your thoughts in the chat. We don't sugarcoat nothing, we just spitting the facts. From love to the hustle, from the pain to the win. Every episode's a journey, let the story begin. D Truth TV, where the real ones vibe. Hit that bell, stay alive, let the knowledge arrive. From the streets to the screen, we keep it so raw. Every topic, every angle, breaking every law. Tune in, let's debate, drop your thoughts in the chat. We don't sugarcoat nothing, we just spitting the facts. From love to the hustle, from the pain to the win. Every episode's a journey, let the story begin. D Truth TV, where the real ones vibe. Hit that bell, stay alive, let the knowledge arrive. From the streets to the screen, we keep it so raw. Every topic, every angle, breaking every law. So subscribe, hit like, don't you dare miss a beat. D Truth TV, where the truth and the rhythm meet.
How's everybody doing? How my mic check, mic check, mic check. How's everybody doing on this July 4th weekend? I'm going to tell you, I really don't celebrate the 4th of July because it's not our Independence Day. Everybody have fireworks and all, but me, I just chill today, nothing too exciting, because why set Independence Day when we're truly not free? See, I'm free in my mind, and way things are going, what things are doing, we're not truly free. If you're not, you got to get in your mindset that physically we can walk around and do things we want to do, whether it be right or wrong. It's your choice. But you got to get free in your mind. When you're free in your mind, that's one thing nobody could take from you is your mindset. It's your mindset. And one thing somebody cannot take away from you. Do you let somebody take away your mindset, your mind, your way of thinking? You are in chains. You know, you are in chains. But you got to think about what's going on, right? You got to think about what's going on. When you're free in your mind and you start thinking about stuff, researching, and start thinking about your life, your legacy, what you'll leave behind to your kids, to your family, that's what independence is. People think independence because I live on my own, pay my own bills. Yeah, that's all good and dandy. You pay your own bills, yeah. But are you free in your mind? That's independence. But I got a question for everybody that go come back and watch this live, right? I got a question. Hold on. I got a question, right? I seen the video. This girl was dating this guy. This could go both ways. What would you do if? What would you do if your girlfriend or your boyfriend says he or she gotta have closure with their ex, and you go through her social media, whatever, her Snapchat, whatever platform she use, and you find her ex was her first, and this was a sex tape. What would you do? And he or she tells you that they ex want to meet up so they can have closure, and you got three rules. Where one, you can listen to the conversation. Two, don't get in the car with them. Three, don't give them a hug. And one of the three they did, but the other two they didn't. Then come find out down the line, your mom or your best friend, whoever tells you there's something off about him or her. Say your friend or your family member hey, says something about her or him is off. Let's go with the female first, and y'all go get five pregnant, four pregnancy tests, and take it at different times. One says she's not, and the three others says she is. Who do you think the baby belongs to? Who do you think the baby belongs to? Well, you found out, women. What did you find out that he's got another girl pregnant, his ex, but they wanted closure. What would you do? How would you handle that situation? That situation could be handled manly and womanly as an adult. Step away from that situation. See, this is what I would do right here. This how I would handle the situation. This how I would handle the situation. What I would do this right here. Hold on. Let me get back in. Yeah, this how I would handle the situation for me and for any other grown person, grown up. This how I would handle it. I will tell her, hey, until you get your situation straightened out with your ex, we cannot be together. Because if you don't put it away, if a man or woman do not tell the ex that you you and her or you and him are together, that means you gotta step away. You gotta step away. You got to step away from that situation. Cause all they're gonna do is cause you heartaches and pain and suffering. That's all they're gonna cause you. Heartache and suffering. Who got time for heartache and suffering when what's going on in this world today? You don't know what's gonna happen from this day to the next day. You're not gonna know what's gonna happen. So I know for some people it would be hard to step away from a relationship. No, it's gonna be hard. And then how can people do that to each other? If I say your body might be free, the exterior of your body might be free, but is your soul free? Is your mind free of what's going on in this world? Can you think about what's really going on? And it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy how we as humans sometimes let our feelings get in the way of our rational decision. Our feelings let us get in place of our rational decision. Because when your feeling gets involved, you're not thinking. You're not thinking at all. Because when you're thinking logically about a situation, and you're not going to do what you would do if you react emotionally and with feelings. Some people do things out of feelings and emotional reaction that they normally wouldn't do if they thought about it. So I don't know. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not. I don't claim to be. But to get out of that situation from thinking emotionally and reacting with your feeling instead of with your knowledge in your brain, take yourself out of the situation. Take yourself out of the situation. Like I said, this live is not what's going to be long because I know people busy doing their thing, whatever. But then I got something else to talk about, right? I got something else to talk about. That's why I call it open mic night. See, this is why I say nobody can take what you got in your mind, your brain. See, last time I brought history, people didn't know about Mr. Campbell Sr., right? Do y'all know in Robbins, Illinois, that was the first airport in the United States to be owned and operated by black people. Did y'all know that? Right? No, nobody knew. I guarantee you, that's not in the history books. There ain't no in. It's not in the history book nowhere. Okay. It was founded in 1931 by Cornelius Coffey and John C. Robinson. The airport provided a space for black pilots to train and fly during a time of racial segregation. It was a significant part of Belgian black aviation community in Chicago. That's what I'm saying. Lose your mind. See, we had some of our people, the situation that goes on today in our community. I don't think some of our people are using their mind like they're supposed to. They reacted on emotion. They reacted on feelings. They talk about black on black crime. Think about it. Everybody got the same ethnic group crime on each other. But why do why do melanated black on black crimes per se is the top? Because think about it. They look at white as good, black is bad. Why that has to be? Why do why do we have to talk about our children? Why do we have to talk about our children? Tell our children before they walk out of the house how to act. We I'm gonna say our community is the only one that has to tell our children how to act when they walk out the house. That's why I said learn your laws, learn your regulation. Sometimes I've been watching these videos. Sometimes you know what? The loudest one in the room don't know nothing. But when you stay silent to what's going on in your neighborhood, I don't care what racial line you're on, what skin tone you're on. When you stay silent, you are complicit. You just as bad as the one that doing the bullying, doing the racist comment. You just as bad as the one that did that person wrong. You just as bad. You just as complicit as them. Yes, sometimes we can stay silent and use our silence doesn't mean we're weak. Our silence don't mean that we are frail. Our silence do not mean that we are a pushover. Sometimes silence is used as you are strong, because sometimes silence says more than loud shouting and yelling. Sometimes silence, if you silent and hold your head high with integrity, and your shoulder, your back straight, it says more than all the yelling in the world. See, like I said, independence. This is not Independence Day. Where are we free of? We are not free of taxes. We're not free for anything. What in this world is free? What is the world is free? You gotta pay for gas for your car. You gotta pay for food. You gotta pay for seed to grow your garden. You gotta pay for water. You gotta pay for heat. You gotta pay for lights. The only thing you walk around here that is free, they can't charge you for is the air that you breathe. Is that independence? Silence is your independence. Speaking loud is, some people don't realize that silence is your independence. Cause sometimes when people yell and screaming and hollering, they are not saying nothing. They are not saying a thing. And then you wonder why the kids these days do what they do. Because they see what adults does. They figure if I scream and yell, I'm gonna get my way. That's how solve a problem. No, that ain't how you solve a problem. Because guess what? When you scream and yell, you let your emotion, your feeling gets involved. You let your feelings get involved. When you let your feelings get involved, guess what? It all said nothing but said and done. And y'all wonder why I brought up this Robbins, Illinois, the first owned and operated African American airport, right? I'm gonna tell you why I brought it up. I'll tell you why I brought it up. Because some people didn't like that. Some people didn't like that because they afraid that when intelligent, dark skinned African American, Black American, they don't think we're supposed to be smarter than some folks, which we are. But way our children, way some adults these they act, make that seem, how should I put it? Make that label they put on our community seem true, where they be acting. Who actually believe that? Who actually believe that? I already knew I wasn't gonna get a big crowd in here tonight, but I knew I wasn't gonna get a big crowd early in the day either. But this just had to be said, okay? Okay, let me going back to. Let's go ahead and finish this right here. Respect Brooklyn Hood. Roberts, I'm take. Don't when I say feelings and emotion, this is what I'm talking about. That's why I'm gonna do this historic lesson. Robbins Airport, located in Robbins, Illinois, was the first airport to be owned and operated by African Americans. Y'all can go look it up. Go look it up. Go look it up right now. Robbins Airport was built after the closure of the Acres Airport, the only Chicago area airport that served black pilots. It was constructed by Challenger Air Pilots Associated, a group of 15 to 20 black aviators that included pilots, Cornelius Coffey, John C. Robinson, Janet Bragg, L.W. Rifford, and Harold Hurd on the site of an abandoned airfield. The site consisted of one hangar and a half a mile wide dirt airstrip. Construction was completed in January 1933. It was approved as an airfield by the United States Department of Commerce and was the only accredited black-owned airport in the country. The airport was managed by Robinson, who began teaching other members of the Challenger Club to fly in the spring of 1933. Robinson Airport had the only flight school at the time where African Americans could be trained as pilots. See what I'm getting at? See what I'm getting at? And like I said, if that could happen in 1933, we know how bad it was. We know how bad it was in 1933. That goes to show you that we, as a community, we had a mindset. If we wanted something done as a collective, it would get done. But these days, think about our community. It's not a community because everybody wants things done. They want credit for it. They want this, and this. But then when you do something as a collective, it's not just for one person. It's not for just the two. It's not just for three. It's for everybody. And guess what? And that's supposed to be help the community out and help build the community up. That's the independence that we seek. But we're not free in the mind because guess what? Some of us as humans let our emotions and feelings dictate what we're going to do. Stop me if I'm wrong. Stop me if I'm wrong. Okay. Stop me if I'm wrong. And then here we go. The surrounding white communities, such as Blue Island and Mid Lithonia, did not approve of this activity, and their police sometimes arrested black pilot if they were forced to land before reaching the airport. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Feelings, dictations, hatred. Don't like what's going on. Don't like nothing good that we in our community starts to build. Then there always somebody comes to tear down. I don't care if it's the whites. I don't care Hispanic. I don't care Latinos. I don't care who else. No, the bottom line is, you know who tear us down more than them? It's our own community. Because they do not. Because they feel like that some people in our community, when they start getting stuff going good and start doing things for the community and start looking good, they think that other people in our community is better than they are. I'm going to say it. There are some people in our community think they're better than the ones in our community. But there's some that hate on the ones that doing right by the community. Stop me if I'm wrong. Stop me if I'm wrong. However, the pilot had the support of Robbins mayor and police chief who would get them released. In May 1933, the hangar was destroyed by a storm. The pilots relocated to Harlan Airport in Chicago, southeast corner of West 87th Street and South Harlan Avenue in Oak Lawn, now Southfield Shopping Center. See, they should have a permanent marker up at Southfield's Shopping Center. That's what they should have, a marker, right? Harlan Airport Coffee opened the Coffee School of Aeronautics, which trained both black and white pilots. Many of the flight school instructors entered the Tuskegee Airmen program during World War II. The Harlan Airport closed in 1956. So think about it. You see the historic of that airport. See the historic of the airport. They train black pilots to fly. And they didn't discriminate against the white. They wanted to learn how to be a pilot. Some of the black pilots that trained and flew at the airport, who was trained at the airport, would on be part of the Tuskegee Airmen, who didn't lose a bomber in World War II. See, that's passing stuff down from one person to another person. If we as a community just sit down and listen to each other, and don't listen to respond, listen to gain knowledge. See, when you listen to gain knowledge, that when you start getting your independence. When you start listening to respond, you're not getting your independence for nobody, at all. Why do we go through things in life? Why do we go through things in life that is? I'm change that. Some people walk through life out in space. They just go through life robotically, just do a thing automatically. But when they do things automatically, when you talk to them, they complain about a situation. But when you complain about a situation, why don't you try to change your situation? When somebody try to give them a suggestion, they short that suggestion off like it really doesn't matter what the suggestion is. But you mad at the world because your life ain't changing. But when somebody try to help you change your life, look at them totally different. It's just like in a relationship. When a man don't listen to a woman, when a woman don't listen to a man, when they just arguing and bickering back and forth, nobody listen to each other because they listen to respond instead of listen to understand and comprehend. Until I was in society today start listening to comprehend instead of listen to respond, we're still gonna be stuck in the same gener- generational gap. But some of us are listening to gain knowledge. Some of us are listening not to respond. Some of us listening to uh like I said, gain knowledge. To, we are listening to grow. So we got to start growing to the highest level. But like I said, it is what it is. We see, it's another thing I want to talk about. Okay, y'all want to know what happened to the Romulus Airport? The all-black town built in first black-owned airport in 1939. So the Fed buried this story, Roberts, Illinois, before Tuskegee Airmen. It was destroyed. The airport was destroyed by a violent windstorm in 1933, and it's opened in 1933. It was it, it was destroyed. That's a little history lesson. If you, I'm gonna ask this question: how many people in the chat ever, if you ever heard of Robbins, Illinois, Robbins Airport in 1933? If you ever heard of that, put a one in the chat. If you've never heard of that, put a two in the chat. If you never heard of, let me tell you that. If you've never heard of Robbins, Illinois, Robbins Airport, the first black owned and operated airport, it was a windstorm. Windstorm, you knew it's a windstorm. They said a windstorm, but we know how that goes, right? We know how that goes. It says a windstorm, but I got to do a little more deeper than, little more digging into that. I got to do a little more digging than that. To tell the truth, I got to do a little more digging into why it was destroyed. If if you ever heard of this story, this airport, put a one in the chat. If you never heard of this airport, put a two in the chat. If you never heard of it, put a two in the chat. Because I guarantee you, majority of people had never heard of Robbins Airport in Robbins, Illinois, 1933. Because it's not in the history books. I brought you two stories, two history lessons that nobody never heard of. No, when I brought that story, that goes to show you, we as community, whatever we put our mind to, we can do it. But you're always going to have somebody in your community that hating against you. You're always going to have somebody in your relationship. I don't care if a man or a woman. I don't care a man or woman. That feels like they can do better than you. I guarantee you, you'll wonder why that had to do with what I started off first with. What would you do if your ex feel like they got closure with your girlfriend or boyfriend don't feel like they got closure with their ex? It has everything to do with it. I'll tell you why it got everything to do with it. Because you got to think about stuff. Think about all the learning, all the things you learn about someone. The intelligent, streaming, the holler is not going to do no good. The kicking, whatever. And you got to have support around you. That goes on our community. Because when our community is doing good, we are doing good. Hey, everybody doing good. But guess what? It's not helping the whole community. Not helping the whole community. I wasn't going to be on here long because I know some people don't have a long day. Some people don't have a long day. But like I said, it's not independence. You got to make a choice. You got to make a choice in your situation. You got to fight through the ignorancy of people. You got to fight through the bigotry of people. You got to fight through a whole lot of tape of people and government. You got to fight through all of that to get what you want. I know you did. Respect static. You got to fight through all of that. And get what? Sometimes some people that fight through all of that, some people not strong enough when they fight through all of that, they start thinking emotions. They start thinking with their feelings and emotions that think with their brain. That's what I'm trying to tell you. How many? I'm gonna ask this question to the chat. What percentage of America actually think with their brain? I wait. How many percentage of America actually think with their brain? Give me a roundabout figure. You said about 3%. Okay, I take that. Okay, let's twist that question around. How many do you think? How many people don't think with their brain, but react and think emotionally, and they think with their feelings and emotion? How many percentage of America think with their feelings and emotion? I'll tell you, that number should be high. That number should be high. I guarantee you, there's a whole lot of people think about their feelings, think do things because of their feelings and emotion more than their brain. I know that's high. I know it's high. That's why the world is like it is right now, because nobody thinking. Them percentage number 85 to 99, I would say 85 to 99%, them people is listening to respond. They responding without thinking. They responding without thinking. Now, when I put that Robin story in there, that goes to show what we as communicators can do to build our community up. That airport, although it closed, opened in 1933, and they said it was killed by a windstorm, okay, in 1933, but they produced a whole lot of pilots, especially Tuskegee Airmen. That goes to show you there's no such thing that I can't do this, I can't do that in this day and age. That goes to show you. Go ahead and ask the question. Ask the question you knew. That goes to show you this day and age, people want stuff handed to them. People want things handed to them. Not just in our community, other communities too. They want things, a handout. They want a handout. I don't want a handout. I want to earn mine. I want to feel like I earn mine. But when you earn something, when you do something without being handed to you, you feel more pride in it. What I meant by that when I said not being smart. Normally I said not being smart. They're not thinking. They react with emotion and feelings that are they intelligent, the brain that they have. That's why I said not being smart. That's why I said I'm not saying they not smart at all. They not being smart about how they go about things. When you react to something and you react with feelings and emotion, you're not being smart about the situation. You're not being smart about the situation. Is that being smart about the situation if you react with feelings and emotions instead of using your brain to think logical about the situation? Is that smart? I think not. I don't think that's smart. Because usually when you react to something by feelings and emotions, guess what? You react to something about feelings and emotion, I'm tell you, it will get you in trouble. 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 I'm going to take a little break. And I'll be right back. Not that one. I didn't mean to do that one. That's what I meant.
Welcome to the channel. It's D-Truth on the mic. Shout out to the fam, we keeping it tight. Love in the air, got the crew in the light. 20 East riding, we up all night. Family first, that's the code I live by. Armando King Wolf, howling at the sky. Tudado the Queen, got that royal vibe. Malasha Delight, always down to ride. Jazzy Talks, bring the smooth, keep it real. Sniper on the beat, got that lyrical steel. Ren Rock, you new media too. K9 ATL, we reppin' the crew. Like and subscribe, come and join the tribe. We talking love, sports, life, and the grind. This is more than a channel, it's a state of mind. Family and friends, all our stories combined. From the court to the mic, we play and we speak. Every day a new journey, every week unique. Shout out to the legends, the ones who believe. We rise together, got dreams up our sleeve. Like and subscribe, come and join the tribe. We talking love, sports, life, and the grind. This is more than a channel, it's a state of mind. Family and friends, all our stories combined. So hit that button, let the good times roll. D-Truth and the fam, we taking control. From 20 East to the world, let the story be told. Together we shine, together we bold. So hit that button, let the good times roll. D-Truth and the fam, we taking control. From 20 East to the world, let the story be told. Together we shine, together we bold.
What you gonna say that was? Yeah, but yeah, you gonna say that fast? Did you? Hey, how y'all look like that new track? How y'all look like that new track? I'm not gonna say who made it. I'm not gonna say who made it, but guess what? Shout out to the Wolfpack family. Shout out to the Wolfpack family. Oh, I know. I know. I hit the wrong one. Excuse me about that. How y'all like that new track? Give me, hey, let me know if you like it. How you like that new intro? Shout out to the Wolfpack family. We doing some big. We really are a family. When I say my brothers and my sisters, they really are my brothers and sisters, not by blood. Cause guess what? Family. Sometimes family by blood is not really a family. You are not really family. Some families are really family by blood, but some blood family is not your family. If you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? That's, hey, shout out to my Wolfpack family. You knew Armando, Together, Rimrock, Malaysia, K9, Jazzy. And guess what? And guess what? I just had a thought for what I was talking about. Guess who could be your biggest downfall in your with your ability to come up? Guess who could be your biggest doubters, as well as your biggest supporters? Your family members. Your family member could be your biggest doubters and the ones that bring you down, but your family member can also be your biggest supporter who can help you lift you up a little bit. That's what I'm saying. And not just when I say community, I mean family too. The whole community. Because your one family member could be jealous of what you got going on. I knew that's right there is that's why I did this today. On this day. Well, on yesterday, it's 12 midnight not here, but Central Mountain and Western time is still July 4th. That's why I say independence. Are we really free? Are we really free? Is our community really free? Are we really free? Name something that is free. Name something that is really free. Are we really free? Think about that. Think about it for a minute. Think about it for a minute. Are we really free? I'll let you think about it for a minute. We are not really, we're not, only thing that's free in this world is the oxygen that we are breathing, and time. Time and oxygen is the only thing that is free. We got to pay for everything else. We got to spend money on everything else. Ain't nothing given for free. Guess what? Sometimes time is free. Think when you go to a lawyer, they take time to go to a lawyer. You got to pay for consultation. Some of them get free consultation. Some take a case for free unless you win. You still paying, right? You still paying. But time that you have is what you make of it. Time is what you make of it. How do you spend your time? How you like your time spent? Would you are you gonna spend your time hating on the next person cause he or she doing better than you are? Cause they put in the time and effort. Cause they put in the time to listen and understand what's going on. Are you hating on that because you don't want to put in the effort? Do your go through the some people just go through the motions. Like I said, I'm not gonna waste my time that if I was in a relationship with somebody talking about they gotta have closure from their ex. They gotta go see their ex to get closure. Okay. When you get your closure from your ex and you feel better about yourself and you got your life together and you got your priorities together, I might be here, I might not. How many of y'all feel like I feel? How many of y'all feel like I feel? Because I feel like my time is precious. My time is precious. My time is precious. I don't care man or woman. I don't care if you're man or woman. If a person, if a man or woman is telling you they got to get closure from their ex, cut them off, let them get their priorities together because your time is precious. You can't get that time back. You can't never get that time back. Like, like now, we are fighting to learn history from the past. Like Dr. Campbell Sr. We didn't know. Hey, people didn't know about that. Like Robbins Airport that was in Robbins, Illinois. Nobody knew about that because guess what? They don't want to put it in the history books. See, my time is precious. That's why I do my research on history like that people don't know about. Expect them to know. That's why I do stories about stuff that goes on to make you think. When my brother Armando Sniper, my sister together you knew media, whoever comes on the panel, we were having a discussion. I have my views and their views might not merge with merge with each other, but guess what? It's the way I want y'all to think about what we're talking about, looking from different side of perspective of what we're talking about. Cause everybody's situation in a relationship, in a family that family dynamic in this world is different. But guess what stays the same? We're not free. Time is money. Money is time. Cause if you spend your time, if somebody wastes your time, that take away from what you got to do to get your life, make your life better. That's what I said. Only thing that's free in this world is the oxygen that we are breathing. It's the oxygen that we are breathing. That's why I say when a person is wasting your time, talk about their ex, they gotta get closure. You gotta step away from that situation. Step away from that situation. Because that means they don't have their priorities straight. They don't have their life together. Let them figure it out. Because guess what? When you if you find out that her him and her, I don't care man or woman, that's why I said him and her, they still sleep with each other, they're gonna crush you. You're gonna be feeling kind of emotional sadness of the situation that you could have stepped away from. Then you think in your mind, you go through your mind, oh, is she still doing that? Is he still doing that with their ex? That way you gotta take your time to step away from the situation and separate yourself from that person. Let them get their priorities straight. If that person was for you, they'll come back to you. If they wasn't for you, guess what? You save yourself the heartache. You save yourself the emotional trauma of that situation or that relationship. That's why I say time, money, emotion. We got to start listening, people. We got to start listening to each other. Stop listening. We got to stop listening to respond. We got to start listening to comprehend. We're not listening to comprehend. Someone's going to be still stuck in the same space that we are stuck in right now. We're going to be stuck in the same place that we are stuck in right now. Because if we're still stuck in the same place that we're stuck right now, we cannot advance. Just like Robbins, Illinois, Robbins Airport, the first black-owned and operated airport, trained a whole lot of different pilots who trained some of the Tuskegee Airmen. They were doing something positive. And there's some people back in 1933 didn't like that idea. Yeah, it's gonna be people that don't like your ideas. But guess what? Don't respond with your feelings and your emotion. Respond with your intellect. I know that are hard for some some of us to do, but like I said, there's a whole lot of people that respond to a situation with emotion and feelings without thinking, and they get in trouble. Think about all the people let's think about all the people get locked up. Let's think about some of the police officers that lock some of the people up. Let's think about some of the politicians. Let's think about some of your family members, some of your friends. How many times have they reacted to a situation without thinking? They reacted to a situation on emotion and feelings. How many percentage of, but like I said, how many times have you seen a person react to a situation without thinking? React to a situation based on feelings and emotion? out of your lifetime. I've seen it plenty of time. I've seen it plenty of time. I've seen it plenty of time. That's why I said, look, because when somebody controls your feelings, when somebody controls, people controls, don't put it away. People cannot control what you got in your brain, what you got in your mind. They can't control what your knowledge. But when you react to emotionally and you react with feelings, they got control of you. They got control of you. How many believe that? When you react with emotion and feelings, people got control of you. People got control of you. See, this is a heartfelt moment right here. This is a heartfelt moment right here. I'm gonna tell you why I say that. Feelings and emotions. Let's take a funeral for example. Let's take a funeral for example, right? Your loved one passed away, right? You love them so dearly, right? There's some people all crying and falling all over the place because this person go. But guess what? That person that cried and falling all over the place might not have to spend that much time with that person. But they wonder why some people sit there stoic at a funeral, not crying, not doing this, not trying to fall over the place and whatever. They act like that person didn't care about that person. But do they ever think to stop and realize? Because like I said, the loudest one in the room is not the right one in the room sometimes. The loudest one in the room, sometimes people don't listen. Because a person sitting there quiet and stoic, don't mean they don't care. They just think about the good time that they had with that person while they was here. Yeah, some people will say, "Hey, oh, he didn't do this, she didn't do this at the funeral. She didn't care about that person." How you know she didn't? How do you know they didn't care? Because they feelings and their emotions is show. Sometimes your feelings and emotions don't have to show. Because your feelings and emotion is not always a good thing to show. I don't know who I'm talking to, but guess what? It is what it is. And I, I, I can't. What else can I say about that? Feelings and emotion get people in trouble. Sometimes we people, the bottom line is remove yourself from a situation where your feeling emotion gonna get you in trouble. Remove yourself from the situation and start thinking. Start using your brain. Start using your brain. Cause everybody, I'm gonna some people, majority of the people in around the world react to a situation differently. Some people, majority of people react to a situation with feelings and emotion involved. Some people don't some people do not react. There's a small percentage of people in the world that use logic, their brain, something that people cannot take away from them to react. Which one do y'all think more dangerous for somebody? What is more dangerous? Somebody reacted off of feelings and emotion, or somebody reacted to reacted off of logic. Who is the most dangerous person? Now wait. I'm gonna repeat the question. Who is the most dangerous person in the world? Who is the most dangerous person in the world? For all humans, not the 1% person. Who is the most dangerous people in the world? The ones that react off of emotion and feelings, or the ones that react off of logic? Think about that. Think about that. Think about that. Think about all the stuff I just said, and y'all have the rest of a good night. Like I said, I wasn't going to be on here long. I was not going to be on here long. Like I said, think about it. React with logic. Do not react with feelings and emotion. Because sometimes majority of the time when you react to feelings and emotion, it gets you in trouble. This has been Open Mic Night. I've been your host, D Truth. Like I always say, love and respect yourself, because when you love and respect yourself, you can see through all the BS. Self-love is the best kind of love. I don't know. Put it in the comment section. Put it in the comment. Is there anything else y'all want me to talk about? Y'all want me to go? Y'all want me to go? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all want me to go. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't want me to go. If you put a 2 in the chat for you don't want me to go, what you want me to talk about? What you want me to talk about? I'll wait. I'm gonna let y'all have a decision to this. I'll let y'all have a decision to this. While y'all trying to make the decision,
welcome to the D Truth TV. Turn the volume up, you feel me?
Hit that like, hit subscribe.
Welcome to Detroit.
Welcome to the channel. It's D Truth on the mic. Shout out to the fam, we keeping it tight. Love in the air, got the crew in the light. 20 East riding, we up all night. Family first, that's the code I live by. Armando King Wolf, howling at the sky. Tudado the Queen, got that royal vibe. Malasha Delight, always down to ride. Jazzy talks, bring the smooth, keep it real. Sniper on the beat, got that lyrical steel. Ren Rock, you new media too. K9 ATL, we reppin' the crew. Like and subscribe, come and join the tribe. We talking love, sports, life, and the grind. This is more than a channel, it's a state of mind. Family and friends, all our stories combined. From the court to the mic, we play and we speak. Every day a new journey, every week unique. Shout out to the legends, the ones who believe. We rise together, got dreams up our sleeve. Like and subscribe, come and join the tribe. We talking love, sports, life, and the grind. This is more than a channel, it's a state of mind. Family and friends, all our stories combined. So hit that button, let the good times roll. D Truth in the fam, we taking control. From 20 East to the world, let the story be told. Together we shine, together we bold. So hit that button, Let the good times roll. D-Truth in the fam, we taking control. From 20 East to the world, let the story be told. Together we shine, together we bold.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. What about sports? Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say this right here. With that Diddy thing and Cassie, that right there, ain't nothing but a. I'm gonna put it this way. It was emotion. It was emotional and feelings involved in that case. Emotional and feelings. That's what I'm talking about. People react off emotions and feelings. They reacted to feelings and emotion. The prosecution. I'm going to. I'm going to say this right. The prosecution. How many? I'm asking you. How many do y'all believe in the chat? That's still in the chat. That the prosecution reacted off of feelings and emotions instead of logic. How many of y'all feel like I don't care you like Diddy, don't like Diddy, don't care what he did, whatever. Hey, okay, you like Cassie, whoever testified, I don't care. How many do y'all feel like the prosecution would have brought this thing to trial off of emotion and feelings of a person instead of off of logic, instead of had their stuff together? See, if they would put this way, I'm gonna take this right here. If they really actually took the feelings and emotion out of it and reacted on logic, he probably found guilty of all 5 charges. He would have got found guilty of all 5 charges. I really believe that. Who believe he would have got found guilty of all 5 charges if they would reacted off of logic instead of feelings and emotions? See, I had to sit back and think about that, right? I had to sit back and think about that. See, when you react, that's what happens when you react off of feelings and emotions. They tainted the case was botched because of feelings and emotions. The case was botched. They want to say, I seen one alternate juror on the show, right? This is what he said. He said that it felt like they were doing it at doing what they were doing at their own free will, because he said they saw the whole tape, the freak off tapes that people see like they were doing it at their own free will. I got a question to ask you. I don't care if you're a man or woman. I don't care if this happens to a man or woman. If a man or a woman is high and drunk and the man and woman wind up doing whatever they're going to do they have the self-awareness of what's going on? Do they have the self-awareness of what's going on? I think not. Because think about it. If I'm telling you this right here. Think about it. They always said in court cases when a woman says she got, grape, she was intoxicated, she didn't know what's going on. and she wound up doing to do with the man. And wake up the next morning, she realized what she did. She cries out, "Great, right?" They always said, "Oh, she was intoxicated. She know what she was doing." See, that was the prosecution because they took this, but they didn't take it down. They didn't take it down. I'm gonna ask y'all one. Would y'all would have used that was drugs and alcohol involved in the situation was going on? So the women or the men who was in that situation wasn't acted on their own impulse or their own continence of their own actions? Could that have something to do with it? Could they went that route? Possibly. Yes, they could have went that route. But they didn't. They didn't. Racketeering, guess what? What racketeering that was for a stretch. That was a stretched out thing right there, racketeering. They could have because you gotta have conspiracy. The key component you had these folks talk about he did this, he did that. Yes, you did. But only problem is other people that come forward because of God knows what. They didn't come forward. So guess what? It is what it is. And you got people outside the courtroom who was for Diddy for a baby all over themselves, acting crazy. If I was for Diddy, guess what? I'm not gonna celebrate him cause he got it. But what's that? He got acquitted of sex trafficking and racketeering, and trying to get your transportation for prostitution. He got found guilty of them charges. I'm not gonna celebrate him because you know why I'm not gonna celebrate him because of what he did to Cassie. Hey, if a video came out, Cassie doing him the same way, I would say the same thing about her. But I'm not gonna celebrate a man or a woman for abuse. I'm not. That's just me. That's just me. That's just me. I don't know how many else anybody else feel that way. See, I really didn't have no feeling either way. If he get convicted, he get convicted. If he didn't, he didn't. Guess what? It's still he still is an abuser. No matter which way you look at it. No matter which way you look at it, he's still an abuser. He's still an abuser. What's up, Armando?
Yo, what's going on?
Hey, together, what's going on?
Salute together. Salute to the chat. Salute to everybody. Salute.
Oh, you sound good, bro.
Yeah, I had
You
to
heard me?
hook up another mic. Yeah, I heard you.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about when I said that the prosecution reacted on emotion and feeling instead of logic?
I agree with you. They overcharged them. I think what they should have did was they should have threw. Well, the thing about it, so we've been hearing about people were getting drugged. Things were being dropped in people's drinks. Uh, what was that? GHB was being added into the baby oil. So why wasn't there a charge like the charges that they pent on Bill Cosby? Why wasn't those type of charges added to this case? It's just it almost kind of seems like, man, the prosecution just intentionally just botch the entire trial. That's what it
Yeah,
seems like to me.
yeah. I want to get your thought on this right here. Say you're a big Diddy fan, right? And you saw the video, right? But you see he get acquitted of the four major charges. Are you gonna be out there really celebrating with a baby oil on yourself for abuser?
Well, that messed him up. I think he would be home right now if those weirdo fans wouldn't have been out there with all of those antics. I think that kind of pissed the judge off. Um, and I think some calls were made. Higher ups, people higher ups made some calls, and I think they put a bug in that judge's ear. I don't think it was so much the letter, D Troop. I think it was more the premature celebration.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And people were ready, like, oh, and you can see on some of these online situations, right? And we brought from both perspectives, right? We said he might get released on bail, he might not get released on bail. And remember when I said when they were trying to get him bail, and the judge in that case was the one that denied him bail one time before. Remember when I said that? And I think
Yeah,
I know what the judge was looking at, right? He taking a look at the abuse Cassie took in that hotel room and how Diddy tried to cover it up, right? Then it don't help if your own lawyer said, "Yeah, we know he's violent." That didn't help at all.
no,
That
no, it didn't. It did not help at all. But I think they're gonna appeal, and they'll appeal and he get a bond and get out before October, or he can sit in there till October, and he's gonna get something. I don't see him walking away with nothing at all. He's gonna get some kind of time, but I don't see him getting 20 years. I don't see him getting 10, because we see there are men out here getting slaps on the wrist for raping women, for actually grape. Men are not getting 20 and 10 years for that. So, you know, I just, I'm just being realistic, you know.
See, I look at it right here. Right now, he's in federal custody. He's basically in federal custody. Want to look at it because all these charges are all of them were federal crimes. And long as he stays on good behavior, think about it. Then 20 years could turn to 10. If you want to get 20 years, guess what? He stayed on good behavior. Guess what? 85% of it, and he ain't gonna serve all of it. You feel what I'm saying? So it's it's good and it's good and it's bad on both. It's split on both ends. People want him out, which people want to say, okay, he can be out, but it's good for him too. Cause guess what? Long as he stayed locked up, he ain't gonna stay locked up for that long. You feel what I'm saying? Cause of times he done been in there.
Well, like I said, it's actually a win-win.
Yeah,
When the racketeering and the
traffic, trafficking.
when those were taken off the table, he was golden. He was
Yeah,
golden. You know, I know a lot of his fans wanted him to come home the other day, but him sitting to October may may work out in his favor.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm tell you what else messed up the prosecution case, right? Tell you what that thing messed up the prosecution case when he paid off Cassie. Think about it.
And that leads me to my next point. I think they need to come up with something where um, no civil dispute is settled before the criminal is taken care of. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We've seen so many times, even with these police shootings, where the parents or the family have settled, you know, through civil court with the police shootings, but when it comes down to the trial, nothing happens to the cops. When I never thought it was a good look to take money before you get justice for your loved one.
Yeah.
And you know, to the public, is looking like it was a money grab.
Yeah. And I'm gonna give a shout out to George Floyd Fleming, right? They didn't settle. They waited till the criminal trial was over. They waited till the criminal trial was over. I gotta get you. And didn't Ahmaud Arbery family wait till the criminal trial was over for that situation too? You see what I'm saying?
You got to remember Ahmaud family. They weren't poor. They were not poor people. He wasn't a poor brother. Okay, the brother had money. George Floyd, remember, he had, you know, he knew celebrities.
Yeah.
He knew celebrities. Stephen Jackson had them. And he said it. Remember, he said it at the press conference. He said, "I got the family. I got you." So between Stephen Jackson, I'm trying to think who all stepped up. Stephen Jackson, and there was another hip hop artist that stepped up and donated some money. I know Stephen Jackson was one. I want to say, was it Kendrick? Was it Kendrick Lamar? It was a hip hop artist that, and I know Stephen Jackson put some money up, but it was a hip hop artist that came. Oh, and Floyd Mayweather. Remember, Floyd Mayweather paid for the funeral. He paid for everything. Yeah. So, you know, George Floyd was blessed by the fact that he knew some people that knew some people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's when he, you know, it wasn't no rush to get into money with that family, because they were good.
Yeah. And another thing is, normally I brought them two cases up, right? And Ahmaud Arbery case, right? His mother was the catalyst for pushing the state forward, right? And got to head to the prosecution in both of this case and that case, right? In the George Floyd case, right? The prosecution didn't react to, like, with emotions, do the case with reactions, like feelings and emotion. They use logic. The state and the federal prosecution, in both of the cases, use logic instead of emotion and feelings. Unlike this, unlike the Diddy case, emotion and feelings of the prosecution got involved. You see the difference?
Yeah, I agree. Yep.
That's why I say feelings, and when people get feelings, go with feelings and emotion, it ain't never trouble. Because majority of this world reacts off emotion and feelings that sit back and use a logic.
A good prosecutor will not do his or her job based on emotions. A good prosecutor is going to prosecute the case strictly by the book, and a good prosecutor will never overplay their hand. Every time I've seen prosecutors in these high profile cases try to overplay their hands, they lose.
And I'm going to tell you this right here. There's prosecution, right? Okay. I understand you want to charge them with this, right? but some prosecutions do not give jury an option is with either lesser charges, right? They don't give them the option.
Well,
See what I'm saying?
that's what the prosecutor asked for. I'm gonna give you an example with Casey Anthony. They were going for murder one. They were going strictly for murder one, where they should have went for manslaughter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think they would have got her. You know, she wouldn't have did life, but you could at least got her for somewhere between 10 to 20 for manslaughter.
Yeah, even in George Floyd case, not George Floyd, but even in George Zimmerman case, murder one. There wasn't nothing else on the table, was it?
Murder one, second degree murder. I think it was murder one, second degree murder, but manslaughter wasn't on the table.
That's what I'm saying.
If manslaughter would have been on the table, they would have got him.
Yeah, they would have got it.
And I remember it was a guy on there on Nancy Grace show telling her then, because you know Nancy Grace is she's like a prisoner of the moment. She thinks everybody's going to get convicted, and the guy was telling her, he was like, look, you know, they're overcharging him.
Yeah.
And Larry Elder came on there. And he was trying to tell her, like, look, Corey, they're gonna lose this case because they are overcharging the man. It should have been manslaughter because it wasn't premeditated. It was not murder one. I don't think that he like left his house with the intent to go out and say, "Oh, I'm gonna go get Trayvon Martin. I'm gonna go end his life."
Yeah.
You know, that's a murder one. You know what I'm saying? That's premeditated, and that was not the case. It was a manslaughter.
They would have got him on that, cause one thing that would have got him on that would have got him sentenced on that charge right there, when the 911 operator told him do not follow him. You see what I'm saying? That would have had him.
That's why they were trying to go for murder one. But see, the thing is how many times have people done the opposite of what the 911 operator told them to do?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. I know plenty of people done dial 911 and they tell them, look, hey, don't open the door or stay put, stay where you at, and they be like, F the police. When they hang up on the 911 operator and they'll go grab their gun and do what they got to do. So anytime it's a situation where two people get into an altercation, they get into a fight or something like that, and the other person loses their life by a gunshot. Because I think what happened was, man, I think they were struggling over the gun, and the barrel was just aimed at Trayvon.
Yeah,
I think they got the tussling, they got the struggling over the gun, and the gun went off, and Trayvon is the one that got hit. So that's a manslaughter. That's not premeditated.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this right here.
Salute to you, Sickle.
What's up? Respect, Sickle. I'm gonna say this right here. From witness account, Trayvon will beat his ass. I'm gonna say it. Trayvon will beat his ass. Hey, look at what else can you do? Yeah, but the thing is, we're looking at the prosecution, right? We look at the prosecution, and in the prosecution of OJ, look at the prosecution of OJ. They didn't overcharge. They charged him with the right thing. They just had the wrong witness, and they brought in the wrong kind of evidence, and they made mistakes. Why the hell you gonna tell OJ to put on the glove?
Yeah, but I would have had manslaughter as a option as well.
Yeah.
I would have. My thing is, look, if I'm a prosecutor and I know without a doubt you are guilty, I'm gonna slide some type of lesser charge in that you will do some prison time. You will. The family may not be happy, you know. Even if I can get you behind bars for 5 or 10 years, I'm gonna do what I got to do to get you behind bars. I'm not gonna allow you to walk out of that courtroom a free man or a free woman, knowing that you took someone's life. And that's what a lot of these prosecutors, they just get overzealous. They out to prove something. 9 times out of 10, they know the defense attorney personally. So it's ego. It becomes an ego thing. So they want, they're like, okay, with this hot shot defense attorney, I wanna, send them a message. I want to put them in this place, put him or her in their place. So
Hey,
they'll
right.
get overzealous and overcharge the defendant.
And you know what? And I look at it like this right here. Especially when the prosecution goes first in a trial, right? We know the prosecutor goes first in the trial. Okay, I know what evidence you got against my client. Now I'm going to counter that. And sometimes the prosecution make the defense attorney's job a whole lot easier. They make the defense attorney case for them. And I think that what the prosecution did in the Diddy trial. What do you think?
I think the prosecutions screwed it up. Now they screw up as bad as Angela Corey them did down in Sanford with
Oh no, they
George
didn't.
Zimmerman. No. It was a combination of the prosecution being overzealous, being a little bit overzealous. Cassie taking the money, okay,
Yeah,
taking the 30 million before the trial. And here's another thing that a lot of people are not really discussing: the fact that other witnesses changed their mind about testifying.
yeah,
Uh, that right there really hurt the prosecution cases. If they could have got Aubrey,
yeah,
they could have got Aubrey on the stand. I think we having a different conversation tonight.
yeah. I'm gonna tell you this right here. One, we what the prosecutor. I'm telling you what the prosecutor really messed up with the witness list, right? We knew who always on that witness list. We knew who always on that witness list, didn't we?
Well, I didn't
Why?
know everybody's name. I didn't know.
Yeah, but we know some of the key people that are going to testify. You see what I'm saying? They're supposed to testify. But just think just a little bit. If the prosecution would kept that list of witnesses secret, I think some of the folk would have testified.
You can't. You can't. You can't
Uh,
keep. You can't keep a witnesses a secret.
I know not for the defense, but from the public.
And
You see what I'm saying?
it's gonna get out.
Yeah,
It's gonna get out. Somebody's gonna find out.
yeah. But that's what I think would happen that Audrey
Back in
Day.
the days before the internet era, yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah,
you could bring in a surprise star witness. I mean, back in the days of Perry Mason and Matlock, yeah, you could pull that off.
yeah,
But
yeah,
in then 2025, bro, it's hard to pull off.
yeah.
In the internet
Cause
era.
because somebody was going to say something, and and I guess some of the witnesses feel like I don't want to be part of it. I don't want to be part of people look at me a different way because of I had to put away for life. That's how I guess that's how somehow the witness look at it. What do you think? That, what- that what I
Well,
think. So
I think money. Some of them got paid off. I think Aubrey got paid off because she just switched up quick.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
She just switched up at the 11th hour.
yeah,
Um, Now I remember you knew was mentioning something about a YouTuber. This young chick that's a YouTuber that's and she's been on there since last year telling her story. I don't know why she wasn't subpoenaed.
yeah,
The Jane girl
yeah,
and a couple of other people. Some more making the band members, some more Danny Kane members. I don't know why none out of all the out of all the groups, I think we had like a total of 3 or 4 groups that he worked with on those shows. You mean to tell me not one person came forward to testify? I mean, I just, I don't know, man.
Yeah, you remember the show that him, DJ Khaled, and that blonde lady was that show that was on Fox. They said they talk about he want to eat whatever. You see how quickly that was canceled, right? Real quick. So I wonder what went on behind the scenes in that situation too. You see what I'm saying? It probably some people in that situation that could have testified, but hey, it is what it is. But I'm not just like to say some prosecution overcharge people and don't give the jury no other options. Cause think about it, in first degree murder case, you got to prove without a reasonable doubt. Like in them 4 charges he got acquitted of, you got to prove without a reasonable doubt, and that's when you got to prove without a reasonable doubt with a high charges. That's a high standard. That's a high standard. Could they get them for 4 lesser charges with the same kind of penalty? Yes, but they didn't.
Well, to me, it seems like the only thing they proved was what we already knew: domestic violence. He's violent. Yeah. He's very violent towards women. Yes, he has anger issues. Like I said, I think they dropped the ball by not adding a charge in for the, we've heard from many people saying that people drinks were spiked. People, the baby oil, something was mixed in the baby oil, GHB, something was mixed in the baby oil that was actually, having the women and the men impaired. It's just, they dropped the ball, bro. It's simple as that. Prosecution dropped the ball.
And think about it, when they raided his house in all 3 of them, California, Florida, and New York. You can't tell me they didn't test none of that baby oil and shit stuff. They didn't bring that in.
Exactly.
They didn't bring that in.
Exactly.
So I guarantee if they would have brought that in, they would have brought that in. He probably would have got off on 2 of the charges. 2 of the 5 charges, 2 of the 6 charges that they charged him with. You see what I'm saying? He's still been looking at life. But since they didn't bring it in, there's a whole lot of things the prosecution did not bring into that case, which made the defense attorney job a whole lot easier. Why should I put my client on the stand when you prove the 4 major charges? Why should I put him on the stand?
Well, like I said, it's look, if I'm a defense attorney and I know, let me tell you something. These defense attorneys, they know if their client did it or they didn't do it. Mm-hmm. If I'm defending you and I know you guilty, I'm not putting you on the stand.
Yeah.
I'm not putting you on the stand. It's just like George Zimmerman, both of those attorneys, they knew he was guilty. Mm-hmm. But they were not going to put him on the stand. It would have been stupid. Casey Anthony's attorney, they knew she was guilty, but they did not put her on the stand.
Yeah, I'm telling you right here, with that George Zimmerman trial, right? Why put him on the stand when you play his interview, all his interrogation interviews to the jury? Why gonna put him on the stand?
Well, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have put him on the stand regardless. Yeah. But I think he would have got crossed up.
Yeah.
He would have got crossed up. Casey Anthony would have definitely got crossed up because that prosecutor that was trying the Casey Anthony case, I think he did a good job. It's just that they should have had they should have had manslaughter as one of the options for the jurors, and I think they
Yeah,
would have got on manslaughter.
yeah. Second, the alternate juror was spilling the beans on CNN. Hey, she asked him a question, but he did kind of answer directly. You know what I'm saying? He kind of beat around the bush, but we he said what we already thought about. Already thought. You know what I'm saying? It's like it wasn't nothing unusual. Like they were doing it at their own free will. But if that baby oil was spiked and the drinks was spiked and them drugs was spiked, you don't have consent. You see what I'm saying? You don't have consent. It's like a man and woman having sex with each other. And the man says no, and the woman keep going, and if the woman said no, the man keep going. Guess what they're gonna say? Oh, she was drinking, he was drinking. Oh, they said no, and they didn't have no consent. See what I'm saying? So since they didn't bring the baby oil and all that stuff in, toxicological report on that stuff, guess what? That going out the window. That going out the window. And I'm still trying to figure why. Why in the world did the prosecution put the escort on the stand? That didn't help them at all. That didn't help. That male escort did not help them at all.
That hurt their case. That hurt.
Yeah. hmm I would never put him on the stand.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you talked about that, and I said I would never put him on the stand because what he was said didn't help. It hurt. It helped the defense.
That move right there was equivalent to Marsha Clark them putting Mark Furman on the stand.
hmm
Because I think that's another situation where prosecutors doing too much, being overzealous, overplayed their hand. The glove was overkill, and put Mark Furman on the stand was also overkill.
hmm
I would not have put Mark Furman if they wouldn't have put Mark Furman on the stand, and if they wouldn't have did that that stunt with the glove.
hmm
I think they would have got a conviction on OJ. There's
Yeah.
no way he's walking out. No way.
hmm Yeah. And you're right. But do what I'm saying, Circle. If they would have played the video and had the toxicology report from that baby oil, the drugs and the alcohol, whatever, if they would have had that to go along with the video, that and me, I'm putting myself in the jury box. If I just see that video by itself, yeah, I believe they were there voluntarily. But if they would have had that toxicology report with the baby oil and all that stuff, if they would have had that along with the video, it would have me thinking. You see what I'm saying? It would have me thinking like, hold up, it was it voluntary or something? If wait a minute, maybe it wasn't voluntarily. They probably were there voluntarily, but to do what they were doing probably wasn't voluntary. They had me second guessing the situation. You see what I'm saying, Mondo?
Yeah.
See, without, like I said, cause and effect. Without a cause, there's no effect. Without an effect, there's not a cause. And we know we got some human freaks in the world that real freaky. We know that. But you're not gonna tell me that some of them folks at them party were gonna do what they did what they did at the party without no incentive. You see what I'm saying? It was voluntarily. You're not gonna tell me that. But since they didn't bring that evidence in, that there's a whole lot of things that the prosecutor messed up on. There's a whole lot of things. Like I said, emotion and feeling got involved. That's sometimes as a defense attorney, I don't care how you feel like your client guilty, you gotta take that guilty feeling out because you're paid to defend him. At the prosecution, I don't care how you feel about the family, how you're involved with the family, and whatever. You gotta take your feelings out of the situation.
Yep. Absolutely. But yeah, man, I just came up here for a minute, man, to just put my 2 cents in on the Diddy and Cassie situation. Oh yeah, by the way, I think Cassie deserves some type of prison time
I'm saying this right
because
here.
you threatening, she threatened the lives of a couple of people. She threatened the lives of a couple of people. She told a couple of people if they expose her that she was gonna unalive them.
Yeah.
She's not an angel in this situation. I don't care what anybody says. Did she get her ass whooped? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Was she a victim of domestic violence? Yes. But she also, committed a crime. Last time I checked, when you threaten someone's life, that is terroristic threats. That
Okay.
is a terroristic threat, which is a felony in most states. So
Yeah. I'm gonna say this right here. Not only her. Not only her. Hey, I guarantee you, there's a whole lot of bunch of people that were complicit in what was going on, and which had something to do with what's going on. You know what I'm saying? They just ain't been brought out. What you think about what Sigel asked? He said he wanted Mark Furman was
I don't
affiliated.
know about the Rampart scandal. I don't know if he was a part of the Rampart Sikkim. Excuse me, but word on the street was that he was affiliated with the Dixie Mafia.
Hmm.
Mark Furman had ties in the South. He had a lot of family members in the South. Word on the street, he was a member of the Dixie Mafia. Remember the Dixie Mafia? They were running roughshod back in the 80s,
Yeah. Yeah.
in the
Yeah. I
early
remember that.
90s. Yeah.
I remember that. And I think that right there, when they put him on the stand in the O'Day trial, it showed.
Mhm.
That showed. And then it wasn't what a few years after that Rodney King's thing happened. Hey, with that and him, that coming out and him taking the stand. Hey, you already look when he took the stand and said what he said, and that Rodney King, what happened that Rodney King thing. I was thinking, hey, he finna walk. I already thinking George was already gonna make him walk, let him walk, OJ walk. You see what I'm saying? I already knew that. What you would think about that situation right there when that happened?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Absolutely.
Deadly combination.
Yep.
Deadly combination. But
Yep.
yeah, and we gonna we gonna try to do a sports show tomorrow. We not promising nothing. All depends on how StreamYard is acting tomorrow. But
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to use the big mic. So I would like to go ahead and do a sports show sometime later on. Yeah, it's already Saturday, so sometime later on this evening.
and we will be talking about the Pac-12 and the big what we said Pac-12 and the Big Ten that we've said.
Pac-12, Big Ten, and then we'll be doing like a special greatest of all times. We're
Yeah,
gonna go sport by sport, major sport by major sport, and all of us will give our opinions on who the greatest of all time in that particular sport.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no to that situation, Sickle. You see what he
No, and
said?
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Yeah, that, yeah,
I
yeah,
doubt it.
yeah, yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's almost. Hey, let me see. What's the day? The fifth.
Hmm.
We got 26 more days, and we got 49 more days for the first college football games. 49 more days. We count down.
49 more days. Yes, sir. All right, everybody. Salute to the chat. Salute to you, brother. Great show. Everyone, I hope you had a blessed and safe and happy 4th of July. Hope you got a chance to eat all the food that you wanted to eat and spend time with your loved ones. So, everyone, enjoy the rest of your 4th of July night. Be careful with those fireworks. And like I always say, take care of yourselves and each other. And Armando Black has officially left the building.
Hey, stage left or stage right, it don't matter. Yes, and I'd like to say thank you to the chat and thank you to everybody. Thank you all for your sports. Thank you for the 20 East Woodpat family. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you, everybody. Thank you. Because I'm just, it's just a wonderful day. It's just wonderful to be alive. And like I said, my advice, don't react off emotion and feelings. React off the logic, because we react off the logic, you'll be both safer. And like I always say, love and respect yourself, because when you love and respect yourself, you see through all the BS. Self-love is the best kind of love, because who can love you better than you love yourself? Peace. I'm out.
This has been a 20 East Media Network LLC special presentation. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. Thanks for coming. Now you ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get the hell up out of here. See ya.
Welcome to D Truth TV. Turn the volume up, you feel me? Hit that like, hit subscribe, let's get real on your screen, see? We talking cases, mysteries, stories that unfold, relationships, heartbreak, secrets never told, breaking news, updates, every fact on display. I'm your host with the flow, bringing truth every day. The Truth TV, where the real ones vibe. Hit that bell, stay alive, let the knowledge arrive. From the streets to the screen, we keep it so raw. Every topic, every angle, breaking every law. Tune in, let's debate, drop your thoughts in the chat. We don't sugarcoat nothing, we just spitting the facts. From love to the hustle, from the pain to the win. Every episode's a journey, let the story begin. The Truth TV, where the real ones vibe. Hit that bell, stay alive, let the knowledge arrive. From the streets to the screen, we keep it so raw. Every topic, every angle, breaking every law. Tune in, let's debate, drop your thoughts in the chat. We don't sugarcoat nothing, we just spitting the facts. From love to the hustle, from the pain to the win. Every episode's a journey, let the story begin. The Truth TV, where the real ones vibe. Hit that bell, stay alive, let the knowledge arrive. From the streets to the screen, we keep it so raw. Every topic, every angle, breaking every law. So subscribe, hit like, don't you dare miss a beat. The Truth TV, where the truth and the rhythm meet.